How's it going, everyone? Matt Leighton, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about rental application mistakes. You know, I mostly work on the sales side of things, but I've done over 100 rental transactions in my career, probably a lot more than that, but I have a lot of experience that I want to share with you. So if you're an agent and you want a smooth rental application process, or if you're looking to apply to rent a condo, townhouse, house, maybe an apartment, this video is definitely for you if you want a smooth transaction. So let's do the top. I'm used to doing the top 3, but this is going to be the top 7 mistakes to avoid when you're looking to apply for a rental property. Here we go. Mistake number 1 is negotiating before you even apply. Guys, I cannot tell you how many times I have received the following email. Line 1, is the property still available? Line 2, and is the landlord willing to come down on rent? What? Are you kidding me? What just happened there? You haven't even seen the property and you're already trying to negotiate? Are you going to put in an application? Do you want to move in? How do we as agents or as the owner know that your credit score isn't like 400? You have no leverage there. Let me get one thing straight. I'm okay with negotiating. In fact, I encourage it. But the time to negotiate is when you actually put in that application. Your initial contact with the agent or the owner should never be, hey, can you come down on rent a little bit? I get it. I see what you're trying to do. I understand it. I respect it. I don't respect the timing of it. The timing of it should be when you have the leverage, when you put in the application, when the owner sees that you're a good rental applicant that wants to move in soon. You need to have the leverage, and without putting in an application, you have zero leverage and you're wasting everyone's time. Mistake number 2 is applying too far out in the future. In Northern Virginia, in Arlington, most properties come available around 45 to 60 days from when they're looking for a move-in. So guys, I get so many inquiries from people that are 4 months out, 6 months out, 7 months out, and saying, hey Matt, what can we do? Like, I want to work with you. Let's go out and see places. And they're disappointed because I say, hey, I can't help you. And they're like, well, I thought you did this, that, and the other. And there's no value for me to add if you're that far out in the future. What's going to end up happening is you're going to be going out, seeing a place, and you're basically touring another person's condo because someone's going to come in that same weekend, rent it out, and move in 3 weeks. So if you're 4 months out, it's just not worth it just yet. Usually a landlord will hold a property for around 30 days. So if you apply in early June and your application is accepted, it's because your move-in date is probably early July. That Clarendon condo is not going to be held for you for 4 months so you can line up your move-in date perfectly. It's just not going to work that way. The most optimal time to start looking at rental places is around 55, maybe call it 60. 60 days is kind of pushing it, but around 50 to 60 days. That time frame is perfect because renters are figuring out if they're going to be staying or if they're going to be giving notices, and then landlords are only going to be able to hold a property for so long for you. So keep in mind, around the 50 to 60 day time mark is when to go out. And listen, if this was a purchase, there's a lot of value if you're 6 months out, 5 months out. I get it. There's a lot of value there. But if it's just a rental, I mean, guys, you only need to go out within 2 months. If you're 2 months out or further away from your move-in date, you're just wasting your time. Mistake number 3 is not having a move-in date. When a real estate agent or owner asks you, when is your move-in date? You better have an answer, and it better not be, oh, I'm month to month, I can move whenever. No, never say this. Why? Because as an agent or an owner, we're looking for that underlying motivation. There has to be a motivation. So what we like to hear is, oh, my house is selling, it's closing on this date, I have to find a place. Or, oh, my lease is expiring on this date, I have to find a place by this time. Because if there's no motivation and you say, oh, I could move in 1 month, I could move in 6 months, that just tells me that you just like looking at condos on the weekend. Maybe you should become a real estate agent if you just like looking at properties. In my experience, those people that go month to month are just out kicking tires if they're going out and seeing a place, and what ends up happening is that their own current place is usually better than what they're looking at. So imagine a situation for a competitive property when I get 20 inquiries, and yes, that does happen, and I have to get back to all these people, and I get a couple emails that say, hey, I'm looking to move in 3 weeks, and a couple people that say, hey, you know, I could move in now, I could move in 6 months, doesn't really matter, when is the place available to see? Guess who I'm getting back to first? It's probably not the person that's going month to month. So it's almost like, I know as an agent, I need to I need to rent out the property, but it's almost like you as the renter need to sell me on why I should show it to you, because I want to make the best use of your time and my time to convert the lead. And if you tell me that you can move in 6 months and you don't really have anything else going on, you're probably not going to be the first person I show the condo to. So be sure when an agent asks you or an owner asks you about your move-in date, you have a move-in date or a hypothetical move-in date, so that we know that you're serious. Mistake number 4 is not including your social security number on the application. Guys, I get it. Everyone's getting hacked. Privacy is a concern. You're renting a place. We need to know the background. The owner needs to know information about you. Imagine going to a car dealership and leasing and renting a car, and when they ask for your social security number, you just say, oh, no thanks. Like, you're gonna get laughed out of the dealership. It's not like you're going to the grocery store and buying an apple. Like, you're renting up like property. This is like kind of a big deal. The owner needs to know that, like, you're not gonna burn the place down. Like, you're not like some psycho. Like, we need to know your background. So if you omit your social security number, if you write it in sloppy and chicken scratch, any sort of delay might cost you the place if there's multiple applications. So be sure you go ahead and include your social security number. Mistake number 5 is not going into detail on any potential credit issues. Not everyone has perfect credit. I get it. I understand. Things happen. You might have a cell phone bill for $20 3 years ago that's still an open account and is dinging your credit report. And if we don't hear anything from you, that might be a red flag when we just have the credit report and I'm, chauffeuring that over to the landlord and saying, hey, I see a couple things on here. I don't know what's going on. I might not recommend you as a tenant if we don't know what's going on. However, if you call me up and say, hey, Matt, just want to let you know that I paid off this account. It may or may not show up. I know, it's an issue, but here's the paperwork on it. I really love the place. Hope we can work it out. Guys, communication is key. So if you are proactive about it and let the agent or owner know about any potential credit issues, that will help you out tremendously. But if you sit back and hope that we don't notice, or if you don't communicate what's going on, we might jump to our own conclusions because we can only go off of what the credit report says. So if it's in the 500s or 600s and we see some wacky things going on, we're gonna jump to our own conclusions. But if you tell us the story and provide proof, so you're not just blabbing about it and not following up, but if you provide proof, that is gonna help you out a lot. Mistake number 6 is not having the first month of rent ready when you look to apply for a place. Guys, by now we already know not to apply to the large apartment complexes, but let's imagine a scenario where the apartment complexes, their goal is to get you in the front door and get you to lease. So with that being said, they might have deals where it's $0 down to get in, $500 deposit, or no deposit depending on credit score. So imagine this situation. You go from a apartment tour where they say that immediately to a condo tour where they say first month of rent with the application. That might seem like, okay, these condo guys are a little bit nuts, but guys, that's the norm. 1 month of rent with the application as well as the application fee. That first month is not deposited unless the application is accepted and the lease is signed by you and the landlord, both parties. So this isn't a fee. This isn't some money that's gonna float off into Neverland. Like, this is money that is going towards your lease. And then once you actually sign the lease, the deposit is then due. So, it's essentially 2 months of rent, which is a little cumbersome sometimes. And in this scenario, I probably would recommend not negotiating, just because if you're negotiating on the first month of rent and say, hey, can we prorate this or can we prorate that deposit? What do you think the landlord is going to think when their potential tenant is trying to negotiate the first month of rent? Like, if you're trying to negotiate the first month of rent, do you think you can pay for 11 more months of rent? So it's kind of sketchy there if you're the tenant, and it's like the landlord is like, does this guy even have the money for this? So don't negotiate on that, but be sure to know that 1 month of rent is due with the application when you're looking to rent condos, townhouses, houses from private individual landlords. And mistake number 7 is not knowing how many roommates you actually have. This is for all you group homes out there, whether you have 3, 4, 5, or more people in your house. Be sure to know how many people are actually going to be living there. Look, I get it. People are, saying they want to live with you one week, and then the next week you never hear from them, or they go off and move in with their girlfriend, and you're like, what, bro? You just told me 48 hours ago you wanted to apply to this place. Always know how many people are actually going to be living there. And if you're in a group home, or if you're looking to find a group home, you probably should be working with the landlord directly, because an agent is just going to be another intermediary, another hoop to jump through. And agents probably can't add as much value as we would like for group homes. So be sure to know how many people I mean, it sounds so simple, but you would be surprised about how many times I've shown group homes to people, and like each week there's like a new face, or one less person, or one more person. It's ridiculous. So know how many people. And guys, once your application gets accepted, don't even think about trying to squeeze in one more person to that, because it's not going to work out. And if you try to get one more applicant in there, I mean, you might lose the place. And if you move in and then try to, put someone in the living room, that is definitely grounds for eviction. So don't try any silly stuff, you guys out there. And be sure to always know for group homes how many roommates you actually have. All right, that's it. That's the top. I gotta get used to this. The top 7 mistakes that we're seeing for rental applications. So if you're looking to apply for a rental, or if you're an agent and you want a very smooth, very streamlined process, hopefully these tips were helpful. If they were, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Lets me know that you like mistakes to avoid. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, create a productive day. Take care.